think about the Revealed Conference is to be completely inclusive, to be able to incorporate as many people as we can, but mostly so that we can understand how included we are in what Jesus did, what he did on our behalf. Like, we were there on the cross with him when he died. We were there in the grave with him. We were there at Resurrection Day. One time I had this vision. This is so fun. I'm like seeing these people standing around a tomb and this voice over the top of everything saying, he's not there, he's risen. And then it was just like right back at it. You're not there, you've risen. And it was just like, come out of the tomb. And so we've all been included, incorporated in what Jesus has done. And so my hope is to reveal that, to reveal the inclusion of our life in Christ, so that we can see the inclusion in humanity start to take place in the city, in our personal lives, in our workplaces, wherever.
I love that. We were talking earlier about the kind of oneness and how like fruit and social justice and like being alive in our city and being Christ to others like has to come from that place of knowing that we are united and one, and our origin is in God. We never left.
Yes.
And I love that, because I think so often we like get so excited to want to like do things, you know, and probably more personalities some than others want to do, and it's like, you know, so many things have failed, so many started projects have failed, so many initiatives or ministries like don't have, you know, the long standing of it, because we forget our origin. We forget that we are still seated with Christ. We always have been, we always will be. And if we can be there, there really is this like sweet spot where like fruit just comes. And I feel like I'm just starting to get there. Of realizing like, oh, that's super life-giving. And I love that. That's what that feels like. Like, I've done so much before this that I was trying to do and accomplish and could do and offer my skills and serve, but none of it felt like this. You know? And I feel like I'm just on the cusp, on the tip of the iceberg of discovering what that is. And I want other people to get that feeling. You know what that feels like.
I think about the times that I feel the closest to the Lord are the ones that all of the mechanisms and all the layers are gone. And I think living an unedited life means being willing to abandon those and surrender completely to him, and just say yes to naked and unashamed, and say yes to seeking out intentionally ways to strip off those things. And so I find that when I'm the most authentic is when I feel the closest to him, the most intimate with him. And I think that if we can learn how to do that as individuals, and then even in our marriages and in our community, what does an unedited, authentic community look like? What does an unedited, authentic marriage look like? What does it look like as parents to be authentic and unedited? What does it look like in our own lives as individuals to do that? And I think if we can figure that out together, you know, we could really transform cities, and we could, I think that, I don't know, I get really pumped about that, because I think that's what the Lord desires, is that we would live free from constraint and free from layers and free from barriers. And I think that we just have to be brave and push through the things that we kind of hide in to make us feel comfortable, so that we can really trust him to help us to live most authentically.
And to like just represent who he is, I think, for the most part. Especially in our Western Christianity culture, we kind of have like this dualistic God going on, where he is like mostly nice, but he's kind of like angry with you. And to like represent him as the one who's not looking to make corrections. Like, he is thrilled with what he's done. He's created something great. He's created something grand.
He's in a good mood.
He's in a good mood. Like, do we believe that? Like, he's not looking to edit us. He's looking to get our attention long enough and coax us out and to agree with who he says we are. And I just...
into the wholeness.
And to really, in my mind, walk out those unedited life moments in marriage and relationships and all those things. It's, for me, it's really going back to identity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am a child of God,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and when I walk in that authority and in that power, I can live out the unedited life. I
Yes.
can be my authentic self.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just absolutely love that, and always have to go back to that because He's happy with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's like when the prodigal son returned, the father was happy.
Yeah.
He was
Ran.
excited. He ran
Ran.
to him. And God, our Father, is always right there running to us, no matter what,
Yep.
because we're His children.
Yeah.
And
So good.
understanding that identity for me is the starting point to walking that out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just the fluffy parts of our identity, it's the dark parts, it's the parts with spider
Mm.
webs.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the parts
All
that you
of it.
don't think anyone else knows, he does, and he
Mhm.
still, like, his arms are open, he still says, yes, run
Still
to me,
chooses
I'm
us.
still here every day, every morning that you wake up, I'm still watching, and no matter what we do, no matter how far we stray, like, there's always that chance to come back, and I think
Mhm.
that's, realizing that makes being revealed or being unedited or just being who you are in Christ so much easier, 'cause it's like, wow, yesterday was really hard. I might not have made the best choices, but guess what? I wake up tomorrow, God still loves me.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love the concept of unedited life because it's like dropping shame. Like when you drop shame, you drop all those things and you can be who you truly are.
Mhm.
And I really like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, so good.
Our anniversary is coming up, and every year around our anniversary time, we like to look at old pictures of adventures and like wedding day pictures. And we have the ones that we chose for like frames, or the ones that we sent out on thank you cards. But I feel like it's the ones that are like kind of the awkward or the fuzzy ones, or like our faces blurred, or those moments that didn't make it into a frame. Those are the ones that like we really cherish, and we think about that adventure that we had, or that hike that we did, or the trouble that we got in. And you know, it's just fun to look back at even unedited photos of snapshots of memories.
Wow.
And I think there's a lot of those with the Lord. You know, there's these times that they're not beautiful moments, like you
Yeah.
said, they're ugly crying moments, and they're hard. Like I'm on my knees contending, and
yeah.
I'm scared, or I'm frustrated, or I'm angry. You know, and he's okay. He's big enough. Like we need to let God be big for us. You know? And so I love to. That's a metaphor I was thinking of, is kind of looking back on old photos and memories. I think it's the unedited ones that we really treasure, because those really capture the moments that we're not posing, we're not trying to be something, or just being ourselves.
Yeah. That's good. So
Just
good.
like not every moment with the Lord or in our life has to be like frame-worthy.
Yes.
That's good. That's true.
Because it's in our weakness that
Yeah.
he's strong anyway, so it's in those moments where we feel like, oh my gosh, I totally missed it, I failed. How could you even look on me right now?
Yeah.
And he's going, watch me.
I have one of those today with my kids.
Yes.
And that's when you really know that you're loved the most, is in those places. When he comes in, like when you're not like all shiny and bright, you're in those dark moments. And he comes in, it's just like, you love me no matter what.
Yes.
And during the candids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The candid, yeah.
Yeah.